Today, I want to see what secret lies within the structures of Elender's Cataclysm. We're gonna go in detail within each structure from Elender's Cataclysm, removing all the building blocks, removing what is not interesting and what I does not count as treasure within the structure. And of course, first of all, we're gonna start with the netherite monstrosity structure, the Soul Blacksmith. And right off the bat, you can already see there's some ancient debris, there's a wither skull, and there is more stuff hidden in the carts like gold blocks, and if you go behind the lava fall, this is where you normally find more ancient debris, but also the mini-strosity. But I want to find the obvious. I want to see if there's something else hidden in the depth of the structure. So, with the help of world edits, we can slowly remove every single block. So, let's remove everything that is not valuable and let's see what's hidden. Alright, now that we have removed pretty much everything from the structure, we can see the original ancient debris here. There is one in a cart, along with 2 gold blocks. These are the carts here, where the rail was. There's another ancient debris in a cart over there on the upper floor. And if we go at the netherite monstrosity, right before the stairs that leads up to the cauldron and the blast furnace, there is one hidden ancient debris in the wall. And if you go up, right behind the structure, in a pile of gilded blackstone, there's going to be another ancient debris. And 2 blocks of raw gold. For some reason, there is some honeycomb under the netherite monstrosity, not sure why, and inside the room there is 1, 2, 3, and 4 other ancient debris, so another netherite ingot, along with 2 gold block. Let's leave the netherite monstrosity and move on to the Ender Guardian. Now this one with a lot of the ground will take a bit more time, but I feel like there could be a room or something I haven't seen yet. This structure needs massively of an upgrade, so we might redo just this one once there's an update on this structure. Alright, so I think we've removed enough of the structure. There seems to be no hidden chests. All the chests are laying around. Maybe I should remove the voidstone. Okay, there's no chest hidden in the voidstone. There is a few shulkers. These barrels are all empty. This is the big room where there's the shulkers, and there's 1 shulker box in that room. Most of the loot is N-City loot, except a few chests that are dungeon loot. Like this is one of the chests in the labyrinth. This is N-City chests, but these next to the Ender chests are dungeon, like the small square dungeon. Below this is just the arena, and there's nothing really hidden except a void lantern lamp. So unfortunately, there is not much to see in this one. Also, I forgot to mention, if you're looking for food inside the nether, atop the Soul Blacksmith, there's a lot of hay bales hanging around that you can use to make bread. Now, for the Harbinger, let's take a look inside before removing the blocks, because there's a lot to remove in here, and we won't know what was where. So, in the first room, of course, you'll find a bunch of ores and normal blocks that you can find in the survival world. There's nothing behind the walls except these blocks, but if you go on top, you can find a bunch of redstone block if you need some redstone, as well as powered rail, lodestone, grindstone, and if you turn right just before the arena, you'll find a room filled with iron ore, anvils, and a withered skeleton skull. This room can also give you access to the top. And inside the arena room, if you look around, you can find some brewing stand, and there's a few mobs head here and there, but on the right of the arena, there's a second wither skeleton skull, so with the one from the netherite monstrosity, you can already fight the wither. But then there's the real secret room that is always here on the right of the Harbinger. There's a secret room that you can just mine in, but if you want to do the fancy redstone, you can send a minecart all the way across the tracks. It's going in and out of the structure like this. Up to here, there's a lot of redstone block, and up to here, activating these detector rail that will trigger some redstone that will push the piston, opening the door. And inside this treasure room, there's a diamond block, lapis, enough for a netherite ingot, and unfortunately some empty barrels and empty chests. But just to be sure, let's remove all the blocks. Alright, so after removing most of the building blocks, we are left with some interesting things. Lots, and I mean a lot of worker froglight. And I think it's the only froglight in this whole area. Yep, there's a lot of coppers, a massive quantity of redstone. Look at the number of redstone block. If you need some redstone, get over here and grab everything. But there's nothing that we didn't really know in here. Everything, yeah, there's nothing behind the walls. This is pretty much everything that we thought it would be. So let's move on to the burning arena. And as far as I know, for Ignis, there is a ton of gold block below his arena and a chest that is containing a netherite ingot and a few raw gold. And if you go on each pillar over here, and you dig all the gold blocks, and I mean, at least the middle one, you will get an ancient debris. So there's 4 pillars, which means another netherite ingot. As far as I know, these are the only thing in this structure, so it's time to dismantle it and see if there's something else. Alright, so the arena does not contain a lot of different blocks, so we went through all of them pretty easily. I left the shroom light, because I still wanted to, like, understand where was what, and nothing else is in this structure. This is all you got. A chest with a netherite ingot, a lot of gold. Ignis is rich. And 4 more ancient debris. I mean, if you count the shroom light as are valuable, there's a lot of it. And next we have the cursed pyramid, and I think it's one of the more complicated ones since it's a maze, and I also had to use one from the overworld and not place it in a void because it was not placing correctly. We were missing some parts, so this one's gonna take a while to remove all the blocks. But first, let's go see if we can find something hidden in the pyramid. And already there's a chest here. What kind of structure is that? Oh no, wait, this... Oh! Wow, okay, no, that's a rune portal inside the pyramid, so this is not part of the cursed pyramid. Never mind, ignore that. So these are the normal chests. These are mostly normal pyramid chests, so you can find them pretty much everywhere. But this here, oh, that's a trap, so you can kind of easily fall into one. I think I need to be in survival. There we go. Ow, ow. If you fall through 2 floors like that, make sure you check up to see if there's a chest. And there's also this room here that is a trap. Pretty dangerous. There's a magma down here, but once again, it is a dungeon chest. For the other hidden chests, you'll need to look up sometime. Oh, 2 golden apple. While making sure to not step in the traps. But there's not really any secret area. Like, everything can be discovered by just walking into it randomly within the maze. There's not any, like, sealed door that I know of. Of course, if you are here and you're about to go down to fight the remnant, there's always this room over here with a lot of suspicious sand, just to be sure you can find the desert necklace before fighting it. And there's also some Easter egg from the builders. And inside the ancient remnant's room, it looks like there could be something here, but there's not. But just to make sure, let's remove all the blocks. Alright, this took a little longer, but we managed to do it. The whole pyramid is now clear. We can see the top, which is in bamboo. And surprisingly, there's a few endstone inside the structure. And down here, as you can see, there is pretty much nothing. There's a few netherrack bone block for the structure of the ancient remnant. A few fossil made out of red sandstone. Maybe it's telling a story. There is the rune portal poking out of the structure, and from everything here, it's all just normal stuff. Lots of chiseled bookshelf. Another fossil with a trap chest. So let's move on to an even bigger structure, the Frosted Prison. The Frosted Prison is probably one of the biggest and most complicated structure after the pyramid. There's like corridors everywhere. And there's a few chests here and there if you look carefully. Where is it? It's here. There's a few black steel block, a few anvils. There's a room with chests. This one has, yeah, I think it's NCD loot. Yep, there we go. Also, this one is really bad. 4 diamonds, boots, and 1 trim. But most of this area here doesn't really have any interesting loot. Of course, barrels are empty. There's a lot of skeleton skull everywhere in the structure, so if you have a mod or something to transform them into wither skeleton skull, that could be useful, or if you can do something with it. But the real good stuff is probably outside. As far as I can remember, there is 1 or 2 wither skull. One here on top of this tower, on the left of the structure, starting by the stairs over there. And I'm not sure, I think, yeah, there is another one at the opposite side on this tower here. Also, if you're looking for the heads, there's a Draugr head in the middle of this corridor here, which can be accessed by here. And there's another one on top of the big tower over there. There's the Afterganger head. Now, in the cell area, I think some cells are not always the same. I know that I've seen some chests or some loot inside those cells, but I don't think they appear. Oh, there we go. We got one here. It's hidden, and it has diamonds, it has protection 4. It's some pretty good loot inside this chest. You better check out. For now, it's like the middle left one at the right of the door. Here. Behind this, like, counter. Oh, behind Motti's head. I think it's one of the builders. Don't know if there's more to it. Oh, there's another one here. It's more of a dungeon one. Of course, there's gonna be some really, really good chests. On the right and the left of the door, these are extremely good chests with diamond armor, with protection, some, well, ring if you have TO magic and extras. There's normally an Ganger here, but there's no loot with it. It's the same thing on the other side. And inside the arena, if you go up before the fight, there's a good chance you can find some good loot to fight. Okay, protection 4 with Curse of Binding. Not the best, but it's still some decent gear. What is weird is that it's a double chest, but it only has half of it with loot. It's only half of it. There's 4 chests. And if you go under the throne of Maledictus, you will find a 3rd Wither Skeleton Skull. So if you want to fight the Wither, the Frosted Prison gives you everything. Well, except Soul Sand, of course. Well, no. No, hold on, there's Soul Sand. You can fight the Wither immediately. Alright, it's time to remove all the blocks. Alright, so there's practically nothing left of the structure. And now we can see, yeah, there's a lot of skeleton skull. Lots of decorated pots. There's a room with a lot of hay bales, and that's pretty much it. This is the diamond chest we already opened. Oh, there's a hidden chest here. I've never seen this one. Oh, so that's a secret one. And it has some good diamond armor. So this is not far from the kitchen on the other side of this wall. You have to reimagine the structure. I don't have it right now. It's kind of, but if you see this arch inside a room, there's a chest above it. I actually never seen that chest. And if we go inside the room, there's a Wither Skeleton Skull here. I never noticed that. There's a 4th one. Wow. Okay, inside Maledictus' room. The 4 chests are here, a bunch of pots, the other Wither Skeleton Skull, and that's it. Interesting, there's stuff that I didn't know in here. Let's move to the giant flying Acropolis from Scylla. Now, for the Acropolis, I think most of the stuff is a bit more sparse throughout this place, except for the chest at the top. There's like hidden diamond blocks everywhere in this structure, but I'm not exactly sure where they all are. So what I'm gonna do, before deleting the whole thing, we're gonna replace the diamond block with Ember Soul from Alex Cave. So this way, we can see the diamond block glow. Like we can see there's one over here. So that's 2 with the chest at the top, 2 in the main giant room in the center, 1 in the Claudian Arena, the one from earlier in the top here, and the one from earlier under the statue. Not sure exactly where all the others are. There's supposed to be 9. At least when I did the replace, it has 9 block. Oh, there's another one here at the top of the Claudian's Arena. I think that's all 9 of them. Now for the chests, they are not really hidden, they are there. Oh my god, that's a really good trident. There's one at the bottom of this, like inverted, not sure exactly how, right here with some diamond. And there's a few left and right here with really good stuff in them. There's a Claudian at the bottom. Make sure you don't miss the chest in the giant room. There's 2 chests, one next to a column, and the other on the opposite side on the side of the column. So after that, I guess it's time that we delete the structure from existence. Okay, so this one definitely took the most time to remove all the blocks. There's so many different blocks. There's like 15 Curve Azure Sea Stone. It's crazy, but we finally did it. We can see that I missed a few chests here in the Claudian's Arena. Okay, some of them are empty. Why is there soul sand? These are the chests from under. We already checked those. And we can clearly see where the diamond blocks were. 2 in the Claudian area, 3 in the main here. 1 over there, 1 there, 2 up here. There's also 4 chests at the top here with waterlogged. I did not know about those. Oh, with good trident. This is a great place to get tridents. And there's also a conduit below the arena of Sila. But that leaves us with one other structure, the sunken city for the Leviathan. Now this one is also a complicated one because you enter here. I already removed the water, but normally there's a bunch of mobs here. And to the left, there's a bunch of treasure, diamond, emeralds, gold, iron, everything you need to actually craft the sacrificial thing for the Leviathan. There's also lots of shipwreck chests, like a lot of them are just the shipwreck loot, the different ones. Like this is a food one, this is the map one with the buried treasure. Lots of buried treasure. Do not open the buried treasure all at the same place. I'm not sure how. Yeah, there's not gonna be any treasure here because we're in a void, but they will all lead to the same place, even though there's like 20 of them. There's a lot of nooks and crannies, but surprisingly not a lot of like hidden chests or anything. If you go on the other side, the side of the crystal, there's a ton of chests up here, and they all contain pretty much the same thing. A buried treasure map. All of them are buried treasure chests. I guess if you have iron spells and spellbook, there's gonna be a scroll in every one of them somehow. Yeah, every one of them has one. And on the prison side, there's not a lot going on here. Okay, this... Wait, hold on. I have never noticed this. If you go up top, there's gonna be some stairs that leads back to the entrance. Yeah, it's the only side that is like that. Anyway, let's remove everything and see if I missed anything. Alright, I think that's gonna be enough block remove here. Again, there's some polished endstone, I'm not sure why. There's a big gap here in the dungeon blocks, and I'm pretty sure these spawners are not from the structure. This is from outside, this is from the structure, this is what we've seen earlier, all the gold, the chest, the stuff. There's nothing hidden under any of these coral blocks or any of these trees. Lots of azalea. There's also some mangrove. There's nothing here. Same with these. And the ring of azalea trees also have nothing. Only thing left is we can see there's a gold block down here, and I think it's hidden below the altar of the abyss, so it's just a gold block. There's also a gap here again, and there's nothing in the arena unless you really want some crying obsidian. Now there's a lot of it. I'd say that the sunken city is not the best in terms of loot. I think the best is probably the burning arena for a good 2 netherite gut and a ton of gold, and the Acropolis for an astounding amount of diamond. 9 diamond blocks with a bunch of chests containing already diamonds. If you need diamonds, get over there. Also, I need to find a way to farm these guys. They keep respawning. That should be a fun video. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want more of these videos where we look for secrets and structures or other stuff. And as always, you're awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.